Hello and welcome everyone to the SmartMove2UK's YouTube channel. For today's video, we have a very special guest with us, the boss lady herself, Ms. Falguni Parekh, who's the co-founder of the SmartMove2UK and also a solicitor from the UK. So, hi ma'am, welcome for today's video. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you, Ashley?
I'm fine, ma'am. Thank you so much. For today's video, Falguni ma'am will be answering some frequently asked questions which our team has received, particularly about the UK expansion worker visa. So ma'am, do you want to tell us more about, the newly launched UK expansion worker visa, which also came in as a replacement for the sole representative visa in April 2022. So can we give some idea to our audience in what is this new visa?
Yes, Ashley. So I'm super excited to share this new launch of the visas, which is now come into existence. And yes, you rightly said that it is a replacement of the old sole representative visa. So quite a lot of requirements are more or less that you had seen in the sole representative visas. And I think particularly the objective, for which it has been set, is it helps company to set up their branch or a subsidiary in the UK. So any company outside UK looking to set themselves up in UK in form of a branch or a subsidiary, this would be the right pathway for them to go through the expansion worker visas.
Okay, thank you. Also, a little more about Falguni ma'am. She's a highly regarded personality in the UK immigration domain and has been advising upon various UK visas and nationality laws for the past 16 years. So yeah, she is your go-to person if you want to inquire anything about UK visas and nationality laws. And ma'am, more about the SmartMove2UK. How does the SmartMove2UK's procedure will help ease out the application process for our clients? How differently do we do that?
So Ashley, SmartMove2UK is an immigration law firm. We are qualified immigration solicitors from the UK. We've been advising for last 16 years, and we've helped quite a lot of companies from India to expand, start. Also, we have helped HNI clients to invest in the UK. So SmartMove2UK has a lot of experience and expertise to help individual clients as well as businesses in the UK. We also assist in family migration applications, and we've helped thousands of our clients in this span to set themselves up in the UK.
Right. So I think let's move on with our questions. We have a huge list with us, and we're going to start one by one. And firstly, we know about what UK expansion worker is now. So how different is the UK expansion worker visa from the old sole representative visa?
So Ashley, as I said previously as well, that the core objective remains the same, which is where the parent company who intends to set up a subsidiary or branch can use this pathway, as was also for the sole representative visas. And I think this is a huge opportunity for especially the Indian companies, where your services and your manufacturing remains in India, and perhaps you could have your marketing department up over there, or a small presence which can help to build your clienteles in that geography. So this is an excellent opportunity to maximize your revenue and grow faster by making those decisions there. So the expansion worker visa will help you to do that by setting yourself up with a slight amendment in terms of how the processes work, but that's just technicality. So unlike in sole representative visas, where the businesses would first kind of apply and subject to the grant of the visas, they were then permitted to incorporate companies. The expansion worker visa now requires you to first incorporate the company, apply for the sponsorship licenses, and then use that certificate of sponsorship license to allow your associates to travel, who will be heading the branch in the UK. So So it's just a change in a process.
Yeah, a minor change, like an amendment, if you say.
Correct.
A minor one.
Yeah.
So it's more or less similar to what the sole representative was. You will also send here an associate from your own firm who will be looking after the subsidiary firm in the UK.
That's right. And also the expansion worker visa has its advantage, unlike the sole representative visas, which were restricted to just nominate one person.
Right.
Under expansion worker visas, there are a few criteria which have been set in that will now also allow you to take more than one person if you meet those criteria there. So you could look into having a team in place at the inception itself when you're setting yourself up. So it has its own advantage with these changes that has come about in the process. Yes.
Okay. And who can apply for a UK expansion worker visa?
So any company or any business which has presence, and if they meet the criterias, they will be able to do a valid applications.
Okay.
Primarily, they have to be a setup which has been in existence, and they would have been performing well in their home countries, and must demonstrate that there's prospects for their businesses in the UK. I think it's also making a business sense, isn't it? Any business who needs to set in a new geography must do their researches to find out what are their kind of prospects in that country, and then make those decisions to have their presence in there. So simply to answer is that yes, if you've done that bits there, then that will help you to qualify to make a valid application under this category.
Okay. And how is the application process like? Is it more on the online side, or you have to fill out an offline form? How is it?
So the process is an online process. You need to complete the online applications, complete the documentations, and then submit it to the agencies. But now it's like a two-step process.
Okay.
So the step one, you first need to kind of have a sponsorship license and get your sponsorship certificate. Once you have a sponsorship certificate, is then use that to make your entry clearance applications from your home country. So it's kind of now a two-step process, unlike what you had in sole representative. It was just one-step process that you had to go through.
Okay. And is there any particular job skill requirement if the applicant that needs to fulfill?
Yes, there is a job skill requirement. You need to go through the gov.uk website, and you need to find out the set skills which are listed.
Okay.
There will be an occupation code, which is a 4-digit occupation code, and then you use that in your certificate of sponsorship, and subsequently that certificate of sponsorship helps you to make an application for the visas.
Okay. We are going to talk about the certificate of sponsorship shortly. We'll just know what activities are first permissible in the UK while you are on a UK expansion worker visa.
So the cross pin here, that since it allows businesses to set up a branch and subsidiary and an opportunity to do business in the UK, which means it breaks down all the barriers that you would otherwise have under the business visit visas. This allows you to incorporate companies, open bank account, register with HMRC, recruit people. Everything that you would do in your home country is something that you will be able to do in the UK as well under this category.
Right. So is there any other requirement for this visa, especially, in terms of investment? Does the applicant need to show some sort of capital or some investment that is mandatory to apply for this visa?
So there is, to answer these questions, that there are a few things that you need to know. There's no investment, so I think this comes as a very good news.
It's a big plus.
Absolutely. And a lot of business houses are surprised. They can't believe when we're saying this, but there's nothing defined is what we mean when there's no investment. Obviously, every business who intend to set themselves up will have their own sort of cost involved in setting themselves up. And depending upon what business you are, so for example, you are into hospitality, then obviously, there's a bigger cost to kind of set yourself up because it's more human resource driven. You need to have an outlet or a cloud kitchen and things like those. But say if you are a digital marketing company and you're trying to set yourself up in the UK and it's just a marketing department at the moment to start with, then you probably don't need that big an investment.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So you probably could start with a less amount than what you would have done in hospitality. So it really will differ from industry to industry and from businesses to businesses in terms of and what do you want to do in the UK? It will also differ to that up over there. So you just are looking to have a presence, or are you looking to go all out? You looking to be a bit more aggressive? You're looking to be a bit more found in various places or various geographies within the UK? Then the investment will be, of course, on the higher side because you need to factor in all the costs there. So immigration does not define the amount. So within the expansion worker visas criteria, they haven't defined. Unlike, in past, if the viewers have a knowledge about the entrepreneur visas, they had defined amount to say you need to bring in £200,000, but this is not in the expansion worker. It depends on what business plans, what are the business objective, and the kind of business that you are into. The amount would vary. There's no job creation, which is again a big plus. I see you behind that big smile there.
That's because we always think that there's this assumption that people will have to go there and then create job for the people in the UK and then also show certain capital, but I don't see any of that.
Yes, so I think that brings away the pressure from the entrepreneur, especially when you're going into a new geography and the businesses are at nascent stage. I mean, definitely a lot of businesses aim to create jobs eventually, but to have that pressure of immigration to create job is different than one that you would do naturally as a progression in your business. Is very different. So that's a good news for a lot of businesses who are venturing in the UK. So there's no job creation requirement, and this again is something I'm again referring to the entrepreneur visas, because these are advantages, and if you've been following the UK immigration, you see this, that it certainly helps to not have that pressure. So there's no investment, as I discussed, and there's no job creation, but you do need to pay the employee who has been nominated to run the operations in the UK an amount of £42,000 in a £42,400 approximately, or the ongoing rate. So if there's anything higher that you can pay them for the role. And I think that's fair, because the person that you're going to nominate is a senior person, is a person who's going to be running or heading the operations for your businesses in the UK. So it's as per the industry, I would say. And for the seniority that they have, it's just a fair amount that they've come up with. You also will need to have a maintenance amount of about £1,250 to be maintained by the applicant who's entering in. So again, here the employer can certify that they will take care of the maintenances. So you're quite sorted, then you don't really need to demonstrate that you have the maintenance fund requirements,
which needs to be in the bank account for at least 28 consecutive days. So if the employer is taking care of that, you do not really take.
Absolutely. So there's an opportunity for the employer as well to confirm that they'll take care of the maintenances. So the applicant then need not prove that they have this kind of a funds to qualify for the maintenance requirements. So to answer your questions, these are the only few things that you need to look into. But apart from them, there's nothing mandatory which has been prescribed under the immigration rules that you'll have to take care when you're making an application under this category.
So we would just like a little piece of advice: no matter what industry your business falls into, you can still be eligible for the UK expansion worker visa. Bit of research and then you're good to go. You can be, you can set up your next branch in the UK.
I think it's just more important that they take in some sort of an advice, because it's quite a new category and there are fine prints.
Right.
And depending upon their personal circumstances, you will need to be sure that you're doing this right. So it looks quite easy, but in the specific conditions that they are business into, or the stage that they are business into, they need to just be careful that they are still meeting the requirements and they're able to do a good application.
Correct. And then I think this will be much easier for them if they consult somebody who's been doing applications day in and day out, right?
It will be helpful.
So if there are, talking about salary requirements now, are there any salary requirements? I think we did speak about it.
Yes, it's £42,400 to be precise, or the ongoing rate if you are able to offer them higher.
Okay. And coming to the sponsorship and certificate of sponsorship now. So do you need sponsorship for UK expansion worker visa?
You now do. Under the new requirements, you do need a sponsorship, the license by the company if they don't have a license, and then they do need to issue a certificate of sponsorship for their employees to subsequently make an application for an entry clearance.
Okay, so that's an add-on here. And a little more about the certificate of sponsorship. I mean, how is it? Is it like a paper document or like an e-document? What is a certificate of sponsorship?
So certificate of sponsorship is an online document.
Okay.
And you have to use that reference number. So the applicant has to use that reference number to say, to make an application to enter the UK and under the expansion worker visas.
Okay, so that is one of the mandatory requirements. You will need to have a certificate of sponsorship before you start your application process. And how long can the applicant live in the UK, especially on a UK expansion worker visa?
So Ashni, under the expansion worker visa, unlike the sole representative visas, this is now no longer a pathway, first of all, for settlement. Yes, so everything has its advantages and disadvantages. So here, the expansion worker visa is granted for a year, it's like 12 months, and you can extend it for further 12 months. But what you need to do is, once you've set yourself up on this pathway, then you can switch to skilled worker visas.
Okay.
So then the company can switch the status of the expansion worker visa associate to a skilled worker visa associate.
While the applicant is still in the UK?
While the applicant is still in the UK, yes.
Okay, that's fine. I think that's great. And can the visa holder bring in his family members to the UK?
Sure, yes, they can. So they can bring in their spouse, they can bring in their children, and the spouse and children are allowed to, so the spouses are allowed to work in the UK. There's no restriction on them, and the children underage are allowed to attend schools and colleges in the UK.
Oh, that's definitely something. I think it's like a lucrative point.
Absolutely. You are concerned to take the family with you, then you need to see all the aspects to not only be there for your occupation, but also take care of your family, and they also can join you under this program.
Right. And lastly, how would the SmartMove2UK help business owners to set up their footprint in the UK with this visa?
So Ashni, as you kind of in your introduction said about who we are, so because we've got we qualified solicitors, we've got a lot of experience, we've helped thousands of clients to set their businesses in the UK and expand them in the UK, which is also evident from our testimonials that you see on our website. So SmartMove2UK processes, the way this works is, we do an assessment as a first step to say, are we doing the right thing? Is this the right category of visas? It's very, very important to determine that you are applying under the correct category, because there are various options available. You have a startup visas, you do have an innovator visas, and then you have expansion worker visas. There could be an opportunity to apply for a sponsorship license directly and then move your associate. So we need to be sure that this is the right category under which you're applying. So we need to also understand the company's objectives on what they have once they kind of make this application. After we've done an assessment, the SmartMove2UK has a competency to complete the entire applications, assist clients in the documentations that are required to prove that they meet different requirements. So help them to kind of collect the paperwork or advise them on what documents that they need from their end to substantiate that they meet these requirements here, and then represent the client before the appropriate authorities, so we can represent them with the authority either in the UK if they are applying for sponsorship license, and in India with the British High Commission when they are applying for the entry clearance applications. And we have a lot of experience being here for the last 16 years. We have presence in Mumbai, Delhi, and in Bangalore, and we've done quite a lot of work in this domain, so we can use our best of experience and expertise to do valid applications and ensure that the requirements have been met and the businesses do get this opportunity to set themselves up in the UK. So SmartMove2UK, you could also visit our website. It gives a lot of information about the work that we've done, and also about the category of visas that we're just speaking about.
Okay, I think our audience can definitely benefit from this, and there's quite a lot of information. If you visit our website, we'll put it in the description below. You can visit there, look upon the testimonials or the different visa categories that we have mentioned, read up some blogs if you want to gain some more clarity. And thank you so much, ma'am, for being in this video with us. It was lovely talking to you. Thank you for taking time out for us today.
Thank you so much, Ashni. And just before we sign off, I think one message that I need to give to all the business houses in India is this is a huge opportunity. It's a very good opportunity for them to set themselves up. I kind of retaliate myself again, is to say, if you have your manufacturing in India, if your service team is based in India and you're looking to expand in terms of having marketing presence in the UK, and you think your particular industry has an opportunity, then you should make the most of it. This does help to multiply your revenue, to just help your company to grow faster, and most important in the current scenario where most of the companies are trying to get back after the pandemic and trying to get their feet into. I think it's a very simple principles of management as well, which speaks that either you can introduce more products and services in the existing market that you are, or if you think that this is not the right time to, we don't really know if the new product and services will be accepted, and it will take its own time to see its success.
Penetrate in the market.
Absolutely. So in the interim, since you have already a product or services, you can then take it to the new geographies and make a better revenues from up over there. So that, and also that the options available for you to do, and mostly that I see that clients are inclined towards US and for now I would say that the US process has got its own challenges in terms of the processing times, getting appointments, the whole policy in itself, whereas in UK, in light of those requirements, stands a better opportunity for you to get yourself up and running quickly. So in terms of meeting requirements or setting yourselves up, I think it's less cumbersome to go through the process and have your presence in, and it certainly helps your brand as well. Once you have presence in newer geographies. So I urge a lot of businesses to consider this particular category, and I think it's a wonderful opportunity. And should you require any help, I'm sure SmartMove2UK is always there to assist you in this process here.
And also something for the Indian audience that is listening, we Indian nationals are the highest the ones who've started their businesses in the UK, Indian migrants are on top one. And I think there's something for Indians over there.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You are not going to feel left out once you are in the UK.
True. I agree with you.
So if you do find this video very insightful, you can share it, you can like and comment. If you have any queries, we'll be answering you very soon. And yeah, thank you so much, and thanks for watching this video.
Thank you so much, Ashni, for having me around. Thank you very much, viewers. Bye-bye.